Moving to the next story, R. Kelly labeled a predator by prosecutor as sex abuse trial begins. The trial of embattled American singer R. Kelly has begun at the court in Brooklyn, New York. According to the Assistant U.S. Attorney Maria Cruz Melendez, in her opening statement, she said, and I quote, "This case is about a predator. This case is not about a celebrity who likes to party a lot." She also told the jury of 7 men and 5 women in the Brooklyn Federal Court that R. Kelly used lies, manipulation, threats, and physical abuse to dominate the victims and often filmed their sexual encounters, which also includes the late singer Aaliyah, who was 15 when she married him. The multiple Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, and producer is also accused of racketeering, sexual abuse, and bribery, charges which he has repeatedly denied, and some of the allegations made against the singer date back more than 20 years. And the singer's defense, R. Kelly's lawyer, Nicole Blank-Becker, claimed the alleged victims are aggrieved groupies who originally consented to sex before later becoming spiteful. She said, and I quote, "He didn't recruit them. They were fans. They came to Mr. Kelly," adding that some of the relationships were beautiful and long-term. R. Kelly has since pleaded not guilty to the accusation, and if he is convicted on all counts, he could be sentenced to several decades in prison. Just so you know, even if he is acquitted, he still faces sex-related charges in Illinois and Minnesota, where he has also pleaded not guilty.
You know that thing when they say that... You know that thing when they say that you have offended everyone, as you are running, everything's waiting for you. Just like this Hush Puppy case, they say when he's done in the US, he's going to Dubai to face that one. This R. Kelly case just reminds me of that, because when he's done here, the other states are still waiting to prosecute him. And this thing has dragged for so long that I don't even think I want to talk about it again.
It dragged for so long, yes, and I said, oh, finally, but the thing is,
and because of Corona,
finally,
that's why they didn't there was no court sitting.
But then again, you know, one thing about, I'm not saying that R. Kelly isn't guilty of any, well, the court has that to say. But what I'm saying here is that it's so difficult for artists, especially when they're very popular and they have a lot of fans. There are some times that women throw themselves at these people. And an example is Fela, that, you know, some women were chased away from, and they returned. They actually chose to stay there with him. You don't get, like, so you say, oh, allow our children to, and they were children of big people in the society. But then you have it that way and you have it the other way too. And then the fact that you know that you're an artist and that you have such influence and you have that power and then you're doing certain things again. So it is...
that's exactly what his lawyer is saying. But the prosecutors are saying, like, you film them against their will. That's another issue on its own first. Then now they want to leave or they want to testify, and you're saying, if you report, I'll release this tape so that people will know what you did. It's just crazy. I watched the full documentary of Surviving R. Kelly, and he has gone through this phase before. I think it was 2008 when he had the sex tape, the P tape, and he escaped. But this one, people were saying, oh, he escaped. Don't worry, we'll catch you. And this is a fresh one. If it's free in New York, there's Chicago right there, there's Minnesota right there. And
I keep telling people, I keep telling artists, borrow a leaf from this, because you might have worked so hard for your craft and everything, and at the end of the day, you're going down the drain because of stuff like this.
I'm still part of that fan base that, yes, if he turns out guilty,
I will still listen to his song.
I will still listen.
Some cancelled already. They've cancelled him. Some radio stations they even play R. Kelly songs.
They have.
I tell you what. You can take any song you want to take, but I am saying that the person might not be good, but I like the craft.
The music.
And right now we have artists that we don't necessarily like their attitude, but then we just listen to their music.
We'll just keep our fingers crossed.
I also expect upcoming artists or new artists to learn from all this, because things happen, you're supposed to learn from it, but instead it will still happen to you. So I feel people should just learn from things that are happening in the industry and keep their ears out so that they do not make the same mistakes and fall into the same situation.
We'll just see what's in the courts go rule, Sha.
All right, baddies. Now, we have good news.